Do you know? Do you know that silence that rises louder than a scream, that hurls itself against a wall of indifference, that silence which has had its tongue cut out, but never ever stops screaming? Queen Transilla, wrapped in rags on the sidewalk in North Beach, sleeping through the elements, piercing blue eyes in a weather-burned face, with a voice like a resonance from a barrel of finest silk. It's you I bend to listen to, those sparks released like wild birds, so simply complex, so dazzling in their flight from your palette. Whichever way you turn your story, from whatever throne you've climbed, we're on our knees at your twinkle of command as you advise young girls how to spell Nietzsche. Homeless dancer with all the trappings of light and wind, spinning a universe from a paving stone of sheer genius. When you went, we turned ourselves inside out and stood united under the banner of your wide smile, enveloping our grief and fear. There is only one like you, but aspects of you live in all of us, if we care to acknowledge it. It's in our hands to create a world you dreamed of, a world that would make a difference to everyone. To listen deeply to your words, not just make promises, but act upon them, to believe like you that diversity is strength. Your soul so omnipresent that even bars of a prison or even a coffin deep down can contain it. If we lived by your words, the world would be a different place. I put my hand in yours, Madiba. Feel its warmth and goodness. I trust you show the way. What do you do when your country is on fire? When the vast natural wealth of your country have been squandered? When thugs are destroying everything in sight? When oil is the only game in town and the evil of corruption is buried so deep and everyone speaks with forked tongues to deaf ears, cover it in mud and blood? When some of these so-called free press is having a field day and it smells bad, no, it stinks. What is corruption? Without talking about the corruptors, and we know who they are. The same ones who for centuries only had one interest, but to line their own pockets. When you speak of Venezuela, remember Chile and Victor Jara's amputated hands. Shivering Mountain for a young prostitute. He tells her he loves her and beats her heart, every bruise a deepening on her skinny ass with just formed breasts. You understand, he loves her, and she knows that as she steps into the dark, damp night, sliding in and out of cars, her tiny body is a slot machine. You understand, he loves her, and she knows that to the sound of a panther's sigh, her childhood laughter disappearing down her throat. They found her in a ditch with sludge in her hair. Her epitaph reads, time of death unknown, place of death unknown. You understand he loved her. You understand she believed him. Dancing on a wing of breath. The wind brought me here, into a hidden corner on a rocky beach. Something about the light, the sky and sea melting into one, into me. The pounding waves sounding like I look inside. And there she is, my mother, and all the mothers before her, dancing on a wing of breath, becoming my breath. And nothing can stop me now from releasing a torrent of tears for all those who have passed in search for a new home where bombs don't fall. I hear you walking up the steps, your bag hitting the metal railing, the key searching for the lock in the door. You're home and the house is warm again. Some days I don't hear you at all. You just appear as from nowhere, the black hat obscuring your eyes, and it's time to turn the heating on. Either way, there is no distance between you coming and going. And if there is a draft in my feelings, it's because I left the door open all day. Cuts deeper. I saw a house torn out of a big hungry eye in flight at the foot of fear. So many faces at the edge of their lives scream mutedly inside me, of wars, famines, droughts, of being raped over and over, of greed and men settling scores. This lava of pain buries us deeper each day in shame. This tide of hate, thick with sludge seeping under the door. Who falls over a kiss, gets up and falls again. How a gentle touch on an elbow cuts deeper than a sword. Isabella, for Isabella Rose Black, my granddaughter. And there she is, the twinkle in my eye. In her palm lies my future. I follow her commands, not even pretending I have a will of my own. She looks right through me with big brown eyes, so far I can almost touch my great-great-grandmother's hair. Her dreams play in the sun, and when it rains, I turn my umbrella upside down so I don't miss a drop of her gorgeous laughter.